Perfect. All right, so happy Sunday. This call is probably just going to be like 20, 25 minutes. If you guys have any questions, please stop to interrupt me. The first thing I just want to talk about is just making sure that everyone is in a group. If you are not in a group, always just reach out to your coach and make sure that you're either in the app, or if you're just kind of doing your own thing, you want to just be hanging out and fit and lean, that's totally cool too. With that being said, starting this coming Monday as well as next Monday, I'm going to be opening up a new app. So Hannah, this kind of pertains to you mostly right now. And this is going to be for the Soul Shine series. So it's going to be the same group of girls with us for the next 3 months. We're going to divide it up and just make a theme. Okay, so just outside of the typical health and fitness, the one-on-one meal planning, just putting a focus on happiness. I know it sounds super lame and cheesy, but guys, it's so huge. Like, so many of us just think like, oh, well, happiness is for kids. You know, like happy is, just, it's not an adult thing or whatever. But like anybody can be happy, and it really is a state of mind. And so my friend Caitlin and I are going to be putting a big emphasis on that. So you're totally welcome to join along. And now just moving forward, the first thing I want to talk about is just goal setting and what that means and why it's important. Okay, so the first step to goal setting is knowing where you are right now. Okay, so many of us are always talking about where we want to be, what we want to do, what we want to achieve, what goal we want to hit. But the hardest part is that you can't make a plan if you don't know where you are right now today. So pretty much what that means is asking yourself, where are you health and nutrition wise? Okay, is water a part of your diet? And when I use the word diet, know that I'm just talking about what you eat on a daily basis, not like you're dieting. Okay, just diet as in like just your meals throughout the day. Is water a part of that? Are you eating balanced meals throughout your day? Are you getting 3 to 4 servings of vegetables? Regardless of whether or not you're using the containers anymore, I more so just use them as a visual in my head to think to myself, have I eaten a vegetable today? I don't actually stack my containers with the right amount of blueberries, but I just think to myself, did I get a serving of fruit this morning? Did I have 1 to 2 servings of fruit later today? Little things like that. So when I naturally want to reach for a chocolate-coated granola bar, I ask myself, do I really need that right now, or am I just lacking fruit? So asking yourself, like, where are you right now in your nutrition? Because it's hard to make a meal plan, and it's hard to know what kind of goals you want to hit if you don't know where you are. So asking yourself and being aware of the health and nutrition side of things right now. Sort of, where do you fall off track? Is it the weekends like it is for most people? Is it late night snacking? Are you reaching for salty foods, or are you more so reaching for sweet foods? And we just kind of get stuck in this mindset of, well, I have a sweet tooth, or I'm a salty kind of person. When in reality, it's what's actually happening is you're lacking a core macronutrient in your diet, which is making you want to crave those things. So when it comes to sweet foods, what you're lacking is protein. When it comes to salty foods, what you're lacking are healthy fats, like avocado, almonds, cashews, hummus, even like fatty fish like salmon, or steak or something along, like pork tenderloin, something along those lines. Rather than reaching for a bag of chips or a bag of pretzels that are just empty calories and not filling you up, instead try having something more whole, like one of those things. So that's the first question. The second one is obviously, where are you fitness-wise right now? It's not just, some of the, I've done quarter force. I've done hammer and chisel multiple times. All right, it's like my favorite program out of every program that Beachbody has to offer. And one thing that I just recently started doing when I kicked it off last Monday was actually writing down the weights that I'm using. And not just the weights, but I actually wrote down like how many lunges am I able to do? Because in one of the workouts, it's you do 25 reps of each workout or of each move. And in my head, I'm like, I'm only honestly doing like 12 to 14. And it's because, okay, I bumped up my weight. So that's why I'm not able to do 25 like she is able to do 25. So then now I know that my goal is to work up to 25 reps using the new weight that I'm now holding. So it's being just aware of where you are right now so that you can set a goal. Okay, so asking yourself that, and again, if you just want to jot notes down and then share these with your coach, luckily enough for all of you that are on the call right now, that would be me. So you can reach out to me and just be like, hey, Emily, this is kind of where I feel that I am right now. So I'm not exactly sure what the first goal would be. Like, what would you recommend that I set? Okay, because what happens is sometimes we set a goal too low, okay, because we don't want to overwhelm ourselves. All right, but at the same time, you have to have something that kind of scares the shit out of you. Because if it doesn't scare you, because fear is mostly just excitement, okay? That's really all it is. It's just excitement, but fear of the unknown. You're excited, but you're anxious because you don't know what's going to happen, right? So it's totally normal, but you do want to have something that does kind of scare the shit out of you. At the same time, don't be too unrealistic and say, I want to lose 50 pounds in 30 days, okay? We're not trying to, become emaciated and you eating 4 grapes a day and working out 3 times. That's not what I'm talking about going hard as far as goal setting goes. But first step is knowing where you are. Okay, so then step 2 is starting with one of those things, whether it's health and nutrition first or fitness first. All right, you can also ask yourself, where are you just lifestyle-wise right now? On a daily basis, do you feel that you are overwhelmed? Do you feel like you look at your to-do list and it's like, I don't even know where to start? And do you feel that you continue to carry the same tasks from Monday through with you all week long? And you keep wondering, why do I feel like I'm not getting anything done? Why do I feel like I'm not getting anything done? And it's because most oftentimes we're not doing the one thing we know we should do. Get that done, and that entire sense of overwhelm completely disappears. Your confidence goes up, sense of productivity goes up, you're excited, you're motivated, you're more determined. Okay, so all these things, why it's so important to know where you are so that you can grow out of that. I always get so confused when I am connecting with new people and I see in their bio on Facebook, it's like, don't try to change me, love me or hate me. I'm like, oh my God. I can't even, for the love, hope that that's not something that you put up when you were 15 and you're still in that mindset, because you should want to change. We should all want to be growing and becoming better versions of ourselves. You guys have to think about it. Why are we getting a new day every day? It's not to repeat yesterday. They literally call it a new day, a fresh start. Be better than you were yesterday. Don't be the best. Don't try to beat your neighbor. It's not about them. It's not about them. It's your life, not theirs. So you just have to ask yourself, what did I not accomplish yesterday that kind of made me feel that I should have done it, or I could have done it, but I didn't? Do that first. Okay, so perfect example is typically, we'll just talk health fitness wise. So one of the goals, so right now where I am is I consider myself a clean-ish eater. I don't eat clean 100% of the time. I would say 75% is kind of where I live. I'm in the 75 to 25% range as far as health and nutrition go. All right, so what that means is that Monday through Friday, to be honest, or even Sunday through Thursday, I do pretty damn well. I get enough vegetables, I get enough protein, I eat enough fruit. My downfall is maybe I don't eat a lot of carbs, but I eat a lot of fat. So my body does really well, and I know that my body can work out a little bit harder when I have healthier fats in my diet. So I don't eat just one blue container. I have 3 to 4 of those. But I compromise by I'm not a big carb eater. I can get down with sweet potatoes and beans, but other than that, that stuff just doesn't get me going. I'm not a carb person, but cheese, nuts, that's my jam all day. I could eat 4 pounds, I guess, not even gallons, 4 pounds of that stuff. So when I'm sitting down, ask myself, where am I right now? Well, I know that the one thing I could focus on is maybe decreasing my late night snack. It's an ongoing goal of mine to slow down on. And I think that the biggest problem is I'm go all day long, that all of a sudden I'm sitting down on the couch tonight and it's severe hunger takes over. Because I was just kind of grazing all day long. I feel like I didn't have a complete meal throughout the day, so now it's just eat all the food, right? And then it's you're sitting there and it's oh my God, I feel so full. I hate myself. Why did I do this? right? And that's the last thing you want. You don't ever want to feel that kind of way. So one of my goals is eat more balanced meals throughout the day. So I kind of slack on having vegetables spread throughout my day, which is a great source of fiber, which helps to keep me feeling fuller longer. If I'm feeling fuller longer, then when I do have those binge moments or those late night snacking starts to creep up, what I can do instead is, you know, I won't be as likely to eat like a huge portion of anything because I've been balanced throughout the day. All right. Hi, Caitlin. So we're just talking goal setting. So I'm recording this so you can always catch up on that. So that's how I'm kind of setting then my first goal as far as the nutrition side of things goes. So does that kind of make sense for you guys right now so far? As far as like, okay, awesome. And the reason I want to ask all of you this is because in that checklist that most of you should have, and if you don't have that, message me privately. Again, since I'm all of your coach, you can message me privately and say, hey, Emily, like I haven't updated my checklist since we last talked. I only have one meal plan. I'd like to have 3 that I can cycle through. Or I haven't uploaded my progress photos in over 2 weeks. I wanted to send those to you. Anything like that. I do have folders for each of you individually. I'm going to be working really hard this week on reaching out to all of my challenge girls in the past year. So I will make my way to you. If you don't hear from me right away, please just reach out to me. Okay, remember, just because I don't reach out to you does not mean I'm not thinking about you. Just reach out to me so I put you above on my list, okay? So as far as how to goal set then for fitness, all right? So say right now you feel like you're just working out to work out. You're just working out to work out. You're just kind of hitting a plateau. It's like, oh, I know that I should get my workout in. Say if you're not excited about it. I am one of those people that if you start making it halfway through a book and you're like, I'm going to kill myself if I have to read another page of this, life is too short, put that thing down and pick up something else that excites you. Same thing with your workout. So I'm not going to lie. I loved the first 3 weeks of Shift Shop. But to be honest, I feel that for the past kind of like 3 months, I've been doing more HIIT style training and it was fun. But now I'm like, I'm kind of getting like FOMO of lifting weights. I'm getting FOMO of strength training. And so I was like, you know what? Instead of just sticking with this because I've announced it to everybody that has social media, I don't really care because I'm trying to be transparent and show you that this is my goal right now. And my goals don't really have anything to do with you. So I'm going to change this so that I'm more motivated to get up and get excited. So that is why instead of doing a second round of Shift Shop, I decided to go back to Hammer and Chisel because it's my soulmate program and I love it. Okay, so asking myself, where am I? Well, right now I feel like I'm just kind of in a plateau. I'm just kind of going through the motions of doing this workout and I need something different. All right, so the goal was find a new program and start Monday. So I did that last Monday. And then my goal was actually follow this program. Okay, I've never actually followed Hammer and Chisel to a T. And I can't say nutrition-wise that I have because last night we totally went and got pizza and then we came home and made brownies. But fun fact, we ran out of butter, so I couldn't use butter. So it kind of made them a little healthier. We had to use applesauce because we had bananas, but Ben hates bananas. So we had to use applesauce instead. They're so good. I can't even explain to you. Which means that they're going to be eaten all tonight because in my head, oh, we need to get rid of the junk food before the week starts. So I got to eat all of it, right? Because I don't waste food. What I should do is just bag it all up because there's so many homeless people in downtown North Carolina and take it to them. But I just really hate sharing food, and that sounds so awful. But now that I put that out there into the universe, I feel like I kind of need to do that. Babe, we're taking the brownies. He hates me now. He's like, fuck you, Emily. But so asking yourself fitness-wise. So I knew I wasn't having fun, and I knew that I needed a change to kind of get me back into the swing of things, and that was why Hammer and Chisel was my go-to. So then next goal is, all right, Emily, follow this program. Second week, you know that you're going to start doubling up 2 to 3 days a week. Actually do that. Don't say, oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow. So that's my second goal. Remember how I'm always encouraging you guys to set 3 goals for yourself every month. Don't try to, change your life overnight. Just try to set 3 manageable goals and then tackle those. So then second goal was follow this workout calendar, how it's designed. Because you want the result that you see the people in the program getting, and you know that the only difference between you and them is that they actually did it and you're not. So that's goal number 2. So then goal number 3 was increase your weights and track everything. Okay, so for so long, every time I've done hammer and chisel, I've done 10 pounds. 10 pounds is my go-to. I never change it. I don't add to it, anything. And it's like, I'm seeing results, but it's not what I could be seeing. I'm not really challenging. Like, yeah, I'm tired, but I'm not completely fatigued. And the whole idea behind this is go to failure. Go till you can't push anymore. And I haven't done that before. So that's been a new goal of mine. And then tracking things as far as if the first time I did this workout, I did 5 push-ups, then my goal next time is to do more than 5. It doesn't have to be 15 or 20. It just has to be more than 5 because that is progress. And when you see things like that, those non-scale victories, guys, that is where people get addicted to the results, because results are not just physical. Results are, holy crap, I just did 10 push-ups when last week I could only do 5. That's a result. It's a result. That's a non-scale victory. Okay? So knowing where you are so that you can set goals based off of those. Okay? So if you guys have any more questions about goal setting moving forward into the week, this is something that I do want to talk more and more about. I will be posting about this but between Fit and Lean, as well as in the app that I'll be running with Caitlin Taylor, which will be the Soul Shine series. So everyone's going to be added to that who's currently in Shifts Going Down for Real. You'll all be added. So now let's just talk about meal prepping. I don't know if you guys saw, but I just posted my meal prep photo to Facebook tonight. It's been a hot minute since I've done one. I'm not going to lie. But I know that for me, being busy all day long, meal planning for other people, just constantly on the go, I am somebody that will just be like, oh, well, let's just stop here real quick. It's only like $8. It's not a big deal. Right? But then it's like, because it's food from a restaurant, I come home and I'm more tired because of all the salt and added oils and all this other crap that I didn't need, that I wouldn't have put on this same meal at home. But all of that stuff, it just makes you more tired. You guys know it. You go out to dinner, and it's like, I just come home, and for some reason, like, that was exhausting. I'm like, I just want to lay down on the couch now. It's like, what happened in between dinner and coming home? Craziness. So as far as meal prepping goes, guys, these are my top tips. I break meal prepping down to like 5 to 6 steps. Keep it super simple. Okay, so the first thing you want to ask yourself is, I typically meal prep breakfast, snacks, and lunch. I'm very lucky that I don't have to prep dinner because Ben and I both work from home, so we can cook dinner at 3 o'clock in the afternoon during our work break. Okay, so we can have dinner every night. But for you, if you know that you're going to be gone most of the day and the last thing you want to do is come home and cook, because you also know you have to do some extra work, or you have to do laundry, or walk your dog, or you have to work out, right? The last thing you're going to want to do is actually cook something. So it's going to be either something frozen or something that you grab on the way home. So if you know that, that's why it's nice to be able to prepare for those moments. All right? So if you know that like one day a week, so say like Wednesdays, you know you don't get home until 8:30 at night. You should definitely have something prepped for Wednesdays. So that in your head you can tell yourself, not only am I going to save myself money from not going out to eat, especially since I've already grocery shopped for all of the food that I needed for this week, but I'm going to save myself time, and not just time in the moment, guys, but time in the sense that everything that you're doing is moving you towards your goals. Okay? You are taking the time away from how close you're reaching that goal every time you choose the easy route out, which is swinging through fast food on the way home from work. Or maybe it's not fast food, maybe it's Subway. So you've convinced yourself that's healthier. Again, it's still a waste of money. It's still not what's really fueling you, and it's not what you grocery shopped for. All right? It was just easy. It was easy. But you've chosen to do something that most people aren't doing. Taking control of their health and fitness, and not just waiting around until you don't have a choice and you're just being prescribed to medication to just get through the day. Okay? This might be a little bit out of the way now, but once you get into the rhythm and the habit of it, it's just going to be your lifestyle. Just like eventually people down the road have to make it their lifestyle that they're taking pills every single day. You get to choose your lifestyle right now. So when it comes to meal prepping, you need to ask yourself a few questions first. What do you need to prep? And what I mean by that is based on your schedule. Okay, so if you know that you are not home for lunch every single day, you should be prepping for lunch. If you know that you work out early in the morning and that breakfast needs to be on the go, that's when I would have your Shakeology or a smoothie or something that you can eat in the car, albeit a muffin from a 21-day fix recipe or an egg muffin. Okay, there's all kinds of stuff like that that you can find on Pinterest. So finding things that are convenient for you. Also figuring out what sources of protein did you get. So maybe you don't want to prep chicken for 6 days in advance. Maybe you just want to prep chicken on Sunday night for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, set aside time now. So like already looking ahead at your schedule. Again, coming back to goal setting a little bit. Looking ahead at your schedule and saying to yourself, okay, I know that I have enough food prepped for all of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But Wednesday night, I'm going to need to set aside 45 minutes to prep for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I honestly find this to work really well because, like, I don't know if you guys are like me, but the weekends are where I fall off track, always. And it's typically because grocery shop happens Sunday, maybe meal prep is Sunday or Monday, whatever. So then come Friday, you're out of food. Or you feel like you're out of food. You still see shit in the refrigerator, you're like, I did so well this week. I'm just going to go out. It's not a big deal, right? But then it's like, but all the progress you just made, right? It's about finding things you enjoy doing that don't involve alcohol and food. Believe me, there's like a bajillion things out there in the world activity-wise you can do that don't involve alcohol and food. The two things that are going to derail all of your progress. Now, with that being said, enjoy date night. Okay, don't be like too strict and not fun, you know? But, you know, go out and just be conscious of what you're doing. You don't need to go out and pretend that it's your last meal, right? Like, just go out and just enjoy yourself as you normally would have throughout the week, but just be conscious of everything. So something that I found that works really well is when I prep Sunday through Wednesday, and then we do the second half of the week, but we do Wednesday through Saturday. When I know that I at least have lunch done for Friday and Saturday, then I'm not too concerned about dinner on those nights. Because for me, Saturday, if I don't have anything prepped, the whole day is just a shit show. I couldn't even tell you what's consumed. But at least I feel good if I'm like, okay, I had breakfast was decent, eggs, Shakeology, oatmeal, whatever. Lunch was a good balance of fruits, veggies, carbs, and protein. Then dinner can be whatever you want, right? Guys, I'm not a clean 100% eater. So my idea, it's all about balance. If you do well 80% of your day, the last 20 isn't going to make or break you. Now, if you want to become a bikini competitor, yeah, no, you're going to have to eat 100% clean 100% of the time. I am not the girl to talk to if that's your goal, because I don't have the self-discipline or the patience to do with that. So that's one tip as far as prepping goes, is if you know you fall off on the weekend, then maybe meal plan on Fridays, grocery shop Saturday morning, get some coffee, you know, hang out with your boo, go for a walk around the park, sit on a bench, meal plan a little bit more, and then hit up the grocery store. So then you guys can come home and make Saturday mid-morning your meal prep day, so then you're not completely derailing from your progress. So then Saturday and Sunday, you're not viewing as the weekend where just shit just goes wherever it wants to and you're just eating fried food and ice cream and cake, whatever, all weekend long. You have like real food to eat. And then maybe make Friday your date night. So again, being aware of where you are right now, what your goals are, so you can plan for that. So as far as my top tips for meal prepping, so other than just knowing when you kind of fall off track, it's important to know that so that you can have food prepped for those dates. Okay, so when we sit down to meal prep, I think about the foods that take the longest. So for example, we tonight were making, chicken, ground beef, spaghetti squash, and hard-boiled eggs were the foods that need to be cooked. So the easiest thing to start with first was boil a pot of water and put that right on the stove. As soon as that starts to boil, plop in some eggs, right? That sits there for 10 to 12 minutes, so I can let that go. Prior to that, though, I'd already preheated the oven, and I already had a skillet on the stove, okay? So on the baking sheet, I put up like a little aluminum wall so that my chicken doesn't get into the spaghetti squash. but you can cook both of them at the same time. So say, for example, you have sweet potatoes or even just baked potatoes. So I buy sweet potatoes. Ben gets his baked potatoes. He's not a sweet potato guy, whatever. So we can have those cooked. But I know that those take 40 to 45 minutes in the oven. All right? So I'll have those set there, but then I'll have chicken on the opposite side. All right? And then just take the chicken out because it's going to be done probably before your potatoes are. It was about the same time for spaghetti squash. So right there, those two things are done. The eggs are boiled, so they're already done, whatever. And then on the skillet, it was just cooking ground turkey. Okay? So then all those things are done and prepped. So maybe you don't want to have your meals individually put into containers like I do. And guys, if I weren't a coach and I didn't get paid for posting about this shit on social media, I bet you all of this would just be in big giant containers that didn't look pretty and nobody would care about my picture. I'm doing it because I'm a coach, so that's the only reason I'm doing this. For you, honestly, before coaching, I just cooked the things that take the longest. So if I know that a sweet potato is going to be good for me and I have that on my meal plan, I'm not going to come home when I was working, training, doing the managing Anytime Fitness and serving. I was not going to come home at 9:30 at night and wait for a sweet potato to bake for 45 minutes. But if it was already there and I had to microwave it for 30 seconds, I would eat it. Okay, so just think about those things in advance. Same thing, one of the foods I really like because it's so versatile is jasmine rice, if you guys ever have that. It doesn't have a strong flavor at all, so you can really mix it into anything that you want. But I like it because it's gluten-free. I'm not gluten-free in general, but when it comes to rice, my body literally just explodes like a bowling ball. My stomach just I don't know what goes on. So gluten-free rice just works a little bit better for me. But again, jasmine rice takes 25 minutes to make. I'm not going to sit there and wait for that to cook. Okay, in the meantime, I've probably already had 10 snacks out of the refrigerator while that shit was cooking on the stove anyway. Again, just preparing ahead of time. So biggest things are just prep your proteins. If you feel a little weird having protein prep for the whole week, then just do enough for 3 days. On that third day, have time set aside after work to come home and meal prep. All right? You can also do, so for spaghetti squash, guys, it's been a life or a game changer for us. I didn't think I liked spaghetti squash, but apparently I do because it's 89 cents and you get 4 days out of it. It's insane how much food comes out of it. But all we do is literally just cut it in half long ways. You open it up and then you just scoop out the seed part. Okay, so you're just going to scoop that part out just like you would a pumpkin. And then all you do is brush it lightly with olive oil, season it. I just do pepper. I'm a pepper person. And then you lay them face down. Okay, so the outer shell, the hump of it, is facing up. All right, you bake that in the oven for 45 minutes at 375. And yeah, I did it the wrong way too the first time. And then when you flip it open, all you do is just pull it out with a fork. And it literally just comes out like noodles, but it's a vegetable. It's amazing. And one of our go-tos is just we cook 2 to 3 strips of bacon, chop that up super finely, toss in some spinach and goat cheese, mix it all up, and it's so good. It's good cold and it's good warm. So either way that you guys want to make it, and that will literally last for 5 to 6 days. It's insane. Out of one spaghetti squash, it's 89 cents. I just got 2 tonight. One was 89 cents. It was insane. So saving you time, saving you money. So we just prep the things that take the longest. So the things that I know I'm not going to want to come home after work and want to cook. So do those things first. And then while those things are prepping, biggest go-tos, guys, have your veggies and have your fruits pre-washed and cut. Okay, we eat with our eyes. That's why people are making these donuts and cupcakes look so magically beautiful these days, right? Because we eat with our eyes. So when you see fruit in your refrigerator and it's what's an example? Your strawberries, they're already cut up. You could literally just do a big spoonful, put into a bowl with some yogurt and granola, good to go. But when you see them and they're still in the plastic container and they have that green thing on top, you're I need to get a knife. I have to cut this thing up. I'm I don't want to do that. Right? It takes 2 seconds. In our head, the thought of just not wanting to do it, it has overcome all of that. Okay? When it's already pre-washed and pre-cut, you're more likely to reach for it. Same thing with like celery, okay? Kudos to any of you that eat celery. I think it's the dumbest thing on this planet. I would never spend money on it because it's just water, and I just don't get it. Carrots and peanut butter though all day. Celery, it adds absolutely no nutritional value. I will not pay for this. But for example, cutting up celery, literally just cut off the ends. Stop laughing. Cut off the ends, slice that stuff in half. Peppers. Okay, so like lately I've been trying to get into peppers with hummus. Already cutting those up, making them sliceable. All right, or just cutting them up into like little sticks almost. Just all that stuff you eat with your eyes, and guys, we want things that are convenient. The fact that you can literally sit in your car, drive around a building, and people hand you food. Let's talk about the fast food generation. It was insane. It was a magical idea. And hopefully at one point they'll do something with healthy food. Who knows? But that's why it's convenient. So make this all convenient for you. Okay, so what was so simple is while all of that stuff was cooking, I had chicken cooking in the oven with spaghetti squash. I had eggs boiling on the stove, and I had turkey cooking on low with a lid on it. I was standing over here where I am right now, which is like a little bar, and I had all of my containers laid out. So what I did first was I just took in all the foods then that don't need to be cooked. So I put in cottage cheese and Greek yogurt first. All right, so I divvied those up among my containers, and then I put in the fruit that I wanted to go with those. So right there I was cutting up fruit and washing it so it was already ready to go. Then what I did was I put in spinach in the sections that I wanted to have a salad, and left open the ones I was going to have spaghetti squash. Okay, so then as my protein started finishing, just started cutting it up and putting it into the containers that I wanted it. So my chicken went with all of my spinach because I'm having chicken salad, and then ground turkey went with spaghetti squash. And keep in mind that I'm talking about all fake food here because I'm going vegetarian again, wish me luck. So I'm faux chicken and faux turkey because Ben's like, it's not real food. It actually does smell like cat food. It's so hard to get it down, but I did it for 5 years, so I believe I can do it again. But does that help so far as just meal prepping? Just keep it super, super simple. I'm going to share a fun, just like a little step-by-step 6 simple process that I've kind of narrowed meal prepping down to. It's going to take time. Every week's going to be different because you have different foods, but just think to yourself, what takes the longest, and start with that first, because while all that stuff's in the oven, baking, broiling, hell, even in the crock pot, guys, such an amazing tool. If you don't have one, get one. If not, ask for one for Christmas. Then you can just cut up fruit, cut up vegetables. Okay, you can do all of that stuff then while the rest of your food is actually cooking. Okay, so go into this week strong, know your workout, make sure that you have a checklist filled out, you have enough meal plans. If you don't, reach out to your coach. If you haven't updated progress photos, reach out to your coach, send them to her, as well as having a one-on-one call time set up with your coach throughout the week. That's part of your checklist, was just picking one day that we can do a little check-in call. Right? So enjoy the rest of your night. I will see you guys all this week. Crush it.